Namaskar. Today it's June 15th, 2026. Welcome to day 94 of Satvik Yogi Path. Each year on March 14 begins my 100 days journey in returning to the essence of yoga towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga on June 21st. This year I chose to revisit Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sūtra and share my daily practices inspired by it. Having said that, it is exactly 6 days to celebrating our 100 days of practice of returning to the essence of yoga, celebrating the summer solstice on International Day of Yoga, June 21st. Today, we are practicing Yoga Sūtra 2.43, the 43rd Yoga Sūtra from the second chapter, Sadhana Pad. First, let us recite what this sutra is about. Yoga Sūtra 2.43. Kaindriya siddhir shuddhi kshayat tapasah. Let's do it again. Kayendriya siddhir shuddhi kshayat tapasah. From tapas, austerity, impurities are destroyed, and mastery of body and senses arise. Maharshi Patanjali explains tapas, the third niyam, which is inner discipline. Tapas as disciplined effort, inner heat, consistency, self respect, the fire of transformation. That is tapas, austerity. The third niyam. Maharshi Patanjali says that when tapas becomes steady, impurities burn away, and mastery of body and senses arise. Tapas, austerity, is not punishment, though. Tapas is purification. We are preparing our body and mind for meditation, towards meditation. We are in the second limb of Aṣṭāṅga Yoga, Niyam. And today in Yoga Sūtra 2.43, we are exploring tapas, austerity, the third niyam, the inner disciplines. But what tapas really means? What austerity means? What does it mean by saying that when tapas is steady? Let me first, before I move on, let me quickly give a shout out to Bong AMD Dingy 4205. Did I say that right? But I'm very thankful to you for you have joined. It is the 94th day. So you see the commitment that we are in this together. We are only 6 days away from celebrating the summer solstice. We are returning to the essence of yoga on International Yoga Day on June 21st. So I'm very thankful for your presence on the 94th day when we explore austerity, tapas, the third niyam, from the second limb of Aṣṭāṅga Yoga, niyam, as we prepare our mind and body for the next step, asan, and then pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, which is meditation. So we are preparing our body and mind for meditation. We are just at the second limb. So what tapas really is, austerity really is. First of all, tapas is not self-harm. It is not harshness. It is not forcing, not. It is not punishing the body. It is not extreme austerity. Then what tapas is? If it is not self-harm, if it is not harshness, if it is not forcing or pushing the body or extreme austerity, then what tapas is? What is the third niyam? What do we mean by saying the inner fire, the inner discipline? Then what it is? Tapas is showing up, doing the right thing even when it's hard, keeping promises to yourself. You make a promise to yourself and you keep your promise. That is tapas. You know that something you have to do is right, but you don't like it because it's so tough, it's challenging, it's hard, but you're still doing it. That is tapas, austerity. It is about showing up. It is building inner strength. It is choosing long term clarity over short term comfort. Did that make it clear? It was very important for us to first understand what tapas is not. No, what tapas is not, which is self harm or harshness or forcing or punishing the body or extreme austerity. No, it's not. It is so beautiful. Tapas is showing up, doing the right thing, even when it's hard. It is keeping promises to yourself. It's building inner strength. It is choosing long term clarity, of course, which you cannot see in the short term right now. It is choosing long term clarity over short term comfort. Tapas is self respect in action. That is what austerity, tapas, is. And this is the heart of tapas. Self respect in action. So, the most interesting part of 94, day 94 practice is the analogy from our daily life, and it is the clay pot in the fire. Many of you may be able to relate. I chose this analogy particularly because many years ago I was very fascinated. First of all, I learned pottery. The reason, my main reason to learn pottery or pottery was I just was always amazed by the fact that um a clay that you can shape into whichever or whatever you want to make it into, and then you, after you're done, you put it in the oven or whatever, the hot blast furnace or something, and then it becomes strong. Tap, heat, tapas. So let's imagine a clay pot, a clay pot. Before it enters the fire, it is soft, fragile, easily broken. But when it is placed in the kiln, where the clay, the structure, when it is placed in the kiln, the oven, the fire, the heat does not destroy it. The heat strengthens it. The fire removes the moisture, burns away impurities, and transforms the clay into something durable. Right? If you have not seen the process, you can just Google it. How a clay, just clay, from soft to when it's put into, when you have given it a shape, it is soft, it's so fragile. It has how it hardens, how durability is built after having it placed in the kiln. You can just Google it. But I thought this could be a very good example to understand the third niyam, tapas, austerity, at work. So, tapas is that fire. It does not burn you, it builds you. It is that inner fire that does not burn you, but it builds you. Swami Vivekananda taught us that strength comes from discipline, purity comes from effort, mastery comes from consistency, and the will becomes powerful through tapas, the inner fire. And Swami Vivekananda said that take up one idea, make it your life, and that is tapas. And this is exactly what Maharshi Patanjali describes. In the Satvik Yogi Path, tapas means choosing growth over comfort. Choosing growth over comfort. Because growth has its own pains and yet it's growing. So choosing growth over comfort is tapas. Tapas is the fire that transforms effort into mastery. That's tapas. So let us begin our stillness practice. We are practicing Yoga Sūtra 2.43, the 43rd Yoga Sūtra from the second chapter, Sadhana Pad. Discipline, we practice discipline. Discipline will lead to purification, and purification will lead to mastery. So let us first recite the Yoga Sūtra. What are we practicing? We are practicing the 43rd Yoga Sutra, the third Niyam from the Aṣṭāṅga Yoga. Kaindriya siddhir shuddhi kshayat tapasah. When tapas, austerity, is steady, impurities are destroyed, and purity and strength arises. So step 1, how we do it, how can we apply Yoga Sutra 43rd in our daily daily lifestyle? How can we apply tapas in our lifestyle? So the first step is that we name the sutra, the intention. Today we are practicing Yoga Sutra 2.43, Tapas, the art of disciplined effort. So we name it first. What are we doing? We are practicing the art of disciplined effort, tapas. Then we bring one real moment from today, from our life, to the mind. We think of one moment today when you avoided something difficult. Just because it was difficult, you avoided it. Bring to your mind a moment from today, something you avoided because it was difficult. There are some examples I can cite. Skipping a healthy habit. Procrastinating, the most famous one. Procrastinating. Choosing comfort over clarity. You choose any one, just one. Avoiding unnecessary conversation. Resisting effort. Breaking a promise to yourself. So you choose one, it's your choice. I would choose procrastination. Yes, from today. That's a moment I lived today. And I applied the Yoga Sutra on it. And that's why I'm choosing procrastinating. So here's a situation that I've been planning to cleaning. It involves cleaning. It clean my wardrobe. So the weather had been unpredictable. However, the warm clothes, since now it is getting warmer day by day, and in just 6 days it will be the summer, the first day of summer. So which is quite, the days are quite hotter, and I'm not using the woolen garments, but it's just lying there. It's there and I can see, and every day I've been thinking that I need to put it away, which I've been procrastinating. But today I had been thinking since this morning that I said to myself, enough is enough. Due to the lack of space now, I'm not able to. It's becoming very difficult to find the right kind of outerwear because my closet is full of cold weather, the warm clothes. So I had to do it sooner or later. And I was able to do it. I've not completed it yet, but finally I've been able to take that important step of starting to sort, pack, and and then the final process, putting it away, cleaning, and all those things. I knew it was it was hard. It involves many steps. Finally, until I can have the warm clothes go back to where it belonged. But I at least started. So that's why I choose procrastinating. I applied the Yoga Sutra. Now let us practice how I applied and how we can apply the inner discipline, the inner fire, tapas, into a moment like this. So, have you chosen a moment? There are some examples I gave: skipping a healthy habit, procrastinating, choosing comfort over clarity, avoiding avoiding a necessary conversation, or just avoiding avoiding unnecessary conversation. I've had that in the past. Resisting effort or breaking a promise to yourself. You choose just one. Now we apply the sutra in silence. How do we do that? Now place today's sutra, tapas, in that moment. For example, I chose procrastinating and I applied tapas in that moment. And how I did it, we all can practice. Ask yourself gently when you have chosen that moment. Ask yourself gently, what is the smallest disciplined action can I take? What is the smallest disciplined action can I take? And then sit with the feeling of inner fire. So here are ways we can apply tapas in action. Doing 5 minutes of movement. I recommended my student during our last week's class. So, my yoga student ha- understands that they need to take a walk after, as also been advised by their physician, that they need to take walk, not go to bed immediately after their dinner. So they understand that they need to do it. So I recommended if they could just take few steps, count about 100 steps. It is also called Shatapavli, after meal. So I suggested if they could break their steps, just 100 steps after the meal, and break it into small chunks. So they could just take 50 steps first, And then find a chair, seat, everywhere, anywhere. Just sit for some time. Then again get up and then take the rest of the 50 steps, which will make it Shatapavli, the 100 steps after meal. I will find out next week if my student had been following the Shatapavli, the recommended 100 steps after meal. Well, they made a promise to themselves. So it's for me to find out next week when we have our class. Another tapas in action, that consciously you choose to drink water. Drink water. It's getting warmer every day, hotter, I would say. So why not start with just consciously choosing to drink water? Completing one small task. If, for example, for me, I chose procrastinating. I had not been putting away the warm clothes away because now we are approaching summer. All this while, I knew that I had to do it, but I was just not doing it. So I started today, yes, with first sorting. I've taken that step and I'm not looking back now. I have consciously chosen to take that step in sorting, and hopefully I'll after the class I'll get back to working, to clear out, to sort some more. So that is a promise that I've made to myself. Showing up even imperfectly, but showing up, choosing clarity over comfort, and taking one honest step. Feel the fire strengthening you. And then you seal it with Om and Bhavna. You chant Om once. Let, and with the right Bhavna, let disciplined effort purify me. And this is tapas, the fire that transforms. Let us quickly practice one single Om. Place one hand gently over your navel. Take few short breaths. Back and spine straight. Roll your shoulder if you have to, looking at a point at the eye level, and tuck your chin slightly. And now take a deep breath in. And open your eyes. And just say to yourself, let disciplined effort purify me. That concludes our stillness practice for day 94. But day 94 also brings a challenge, like every day. Today's challenge is you do one small disciplined action today. One small disciplined action today. Not big, not dramatic, just consistent. One small disciplined action. It could be as small as just drinking water, completing one small task, choosing clarity over comfort. Just one small task and consistency with consistency. Day 94 teaches us that discipline is not punishment. Discipline is love in action. It is self respect. It's the fire that purifies. We meet again tomorrow, day 95. And tomorrow we explore Swadhyay, self study, self reflection, and the wisdom that arises from turning inward. It's going to be an even greater experience for both of us for today. We meet again tomorrow. Until then, stay warm, stay open, and most importantly, stay honest to your own story. I thank you for your presence.